Hey guys, it's Josh.
And this is CJ.
And welcome back. It's been a few months. September 26th was the last one we did.
Yes, I was going to say, like, I can't say this time that, I completely forgot because you mentioned it, but it was, it's been, that's 5 months?
Yeah, it has
almost
been
5 months. That's too long, man. We had such big plans.
We did.
Well.
But, people have been commenting about it, emailing us, tweeting us, things like that. So we felt it was time to do the HD remakes.
However, I was going to say,
However,
this isn't the official, season 5?
Yeah.
This is not official season 5. Season 5 is coming soon. These are HD remakes. As you know, we sometimes do this, after every, or at least last year we did this. We'll release kind of an updated version of the matchups. Especially, the one today, as Josh will explain, was one that definitely needed updating, according to you guys.
Yeah, you guys, it was originally number 40, the first episode of season 4, and it was Black Panther and Wildcat. And, I'll admit, we were, I guess, a little bit lazy on it. We were like, feline kind of theme going on. So we kind of did that. Obviously, you guys, their abilities weren't really that much alike. So you guys kind of tore us apart a bit in the comments, like, "Oh, this isn't fair," yada 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 yada. And we agree.
Black Panther whooped his ass. It was not
really
a fair fight.
No, it was not at all. So,
especially because right before then, we were thinking Black Panther Wildcat, and then the more research we did, around that time, Black Panther had just gotten essentially a major power boost from Jonathan Hickman. So.
Yeah, which wasn't really fair at all to Wildcat.
Wildcat lost all 9 of his lives. He is dead. But no, he's been relegated to Arrow. But no, so this one is actually it's one matchup you wouldn't think of, and I'm very proud of this one because it actually is a much better fight than I think a lot of you were thinking.
Exactly. So we're gonna dive into this now. If you guys have any questions at all about any of the new stuff, stay tuned to tomorrow because we'll have a commentary kind of behind the scenes thing where we talk about the new look and we explain stuff basically such as how the stats work.
We'll break it down. We'll go more in depth. This is just the battle.
Yeah, this is the fight.
All right, so am I going first?
Yes, CJ.
All right,
to you.
Midnighter. So let's talk about Midnighter's origin. But wait, we can't because we know literally as much as Midnighter knows about his origin, which is 0. Pre-Flashpoint, there was actually a whole long story, a really nicely developed thing about how he and the rest of Stormwatch were created by Henry Bendix, who was just kind of this, not mad scientist, but egomaniacal, psychopathic guy that created a bunch of super soldiers and just sent them to their deaths. But, the really only things I can tell you about Midnighter's background, because Grayson is also currently reinventing his background, it seems. Midnighter's gay. He's low-key. He's honestly probably the lowest-key gay character in comics, and I love it. But he's also essentially, he's been called the Wildstorm Universe's Batman, which he more or less is. So he's very similar to Batman, just without the morals. So that's something to keep in mind for this fight, because as we've seen of Black Panther, morals are kind of out the window in recent months. But more or less, so the Midnighter, and he has actually, this, before we get to the edge, this is my X factor for Midnighters. He has, the greatest line in comic book history. There's one issue of Grayson, and Grayson is he's got this implant, so nobody can remember his face, which is useful for a spy. And Midnighter's kind of watching from the shadows, and he's like, I may not be able to see or remember your face, Grayson, but I'd know that ass anywhere. So Midnighter is that dude. So that's really all I can say about his origin. Going to his abilities, he's got, just a ton of them. And the one that we're going to talk about first is the biggest one, and it's precognition. He can somehow sense what's going to happen before it happens in terms of fighting. So it's something Batman, if he studied enough, quote unquote game tape, he could come up with a strategy to fight Reed Richards or even, someone like Black Panther. He could figure out, okay, they do this move this time, and, they follow this up with this time 70% of the time. No, Midnighter, he does that, but he can also somehow sense it. It's a supernatural, uncanny gift. And essentially, it's running 1,000 or millions of simulations in his mind and figuring out every possible outcome. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the edge. He's also got just enhanced senses, and he's got these implants that gave him enhanced strength to 4 bars, as you'll see, enhanced speed to 3 bars, and enhanced durability to 6 bars, both because of his healing, but mainly because of the suit he wears. He's also got enhanced reflexes. The enhanced healing is a really big thing because he actually heals much faster than a normal human, and he's like fought through a bunch of different injuries. He actually healed from like HIV completely in 6 weeks, which shouldn't be possible but it's because it's comics. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna skip over his weapons. He can use weapons. I'm feeling like this is gonna be more of a hand-to-hand fight, anyways. But he's very adept at stealth, kind of like Black Panther is too. But so if this was gonna happen, then who knows? So yeah, sneaky. But yes, so like I said, kind of not much to talk about because we don't really know his origin. But go ahead, Josh. It is your turn.
So you want me Black Panther now? All right, so. Basically, Black Panther, a lot of people know Black Panther more now than they did before because he's getting a movie soon. Chadwick Boseman's going to play him. I did a bio on him. If you want to know his origin, go to the bio. I also go into his abilities a lot in there too. But basically, to catch you up on what's happened recently with him for the sake of this battle, all Black Panthers, they eat this special herb that was mutated by exposure to vibranium to become the Black Panther, and when they do, it basically brings them the peak human kind of form. In the vein of Captain America, like peak human potential kind of thing. This is also due to, in part, the Black Panthers and Wakandans have a pact, or a covenant more appropriately, with the Panther goddess Bast. More specifically, I'm not going to go too deep into what's happened recently, but T'Challa made a personal covenant, one-on-one covenant with Bast, which augmented his powers even more. So instead of being like peak human, he's now legitimately superhuman. And also with that, he can communicate with all the previous Black Panthers, to get their wisdom, their advice, things like that. Think in the vein of if you've seen Mulan, kind of like how, you could see all the ghosts, like all the ancestors. So it's kind of like that. It's really cool, actually. Now, his strength, it's approximately around 10 tons, so it's 4 bars. His speed's enhanced, so it's 3 bars. Although it's not like Quicksilver, it's still quite fast. I'd like to put it around like Spider-Man speed, for example. He's above peak human. And if anything, a nice little comparison is I believe it was the first issue of New Avengers with the Illuminati, but he can do short bursts of speed that are so quick he's just like a blur. And it's not instantaneous, but in that short span of distance, he's moving just so fast, it might as well be. It might as well be like he's Quicksilver or something like that. He's just going so fast. His fighting, it's 6 bars. He knows multiple martial arts, and an edge he has against a lot of people in fighting is that not only does he know like Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, things like that. He also knows hidden Wakandan martial arts that I know for a fact people like Batman and Midnighter won't know because Wakanda is such a xenophobic society before, T'Challa became king and, opened them up a little bit more to, the outside world. Like T'Challa basically has a lot of Wakandan secrets that no one else has in fighting especially. So that also goes to his durability. Wakanda has a large vibranium deposit. So he has a vibranium mesh with his suit, which obviously protects him. Like things like bullets don't even affect him. Like he doesn't care about bullets. What are bullets? So things like that don't mind. It's not indestructible, but practically is. Like there's certain areas of his suit that you can damage, but for the most part, it's like 95% impenetrable, essentially. And his intelligence, he's a super genius, 6 bars. He's up there with people like Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Beast. Not as smart as Reed Richards, but he's still in that vein. Like he can hang with that sphere of people, if that makes sense. And he's a very, very accomplished engineer, scientist in his own right. Look at what he's done with the Illuminati if you just want proof of that. And also that goes into his strategy and tactics. He's patient. If you saw how he dealt with Namor, he basically, to put it very simply, he balanced it out. He was like, I can kill Namor now, or I can use him, and once his usefulness is over, I can just kill him. And he chose that one. No, he's brilliant. He's one of the smartest Avenger members the Avengers have ever had. And this is why a lot of people compare him to Batman, just because of just how smart he is, alongside of being just very physical. And also energy projection. He has vibranium daggers he can shoot out if he needs to, which, it's long range, short range, medium range, whatever have you. And yeah, that's about it for Black Panther. Hope I didn't talk too long.
Nope, you're good. So now we get to, of course, the Edge, and you want to explain this because this is your baby.
Oh yes. So the Edge basically is kind of like the X Factor, like what we think will give the edge, obviously, as the name implies, to the character. So as I have Black Panther, I believe Black Panther's edge is intelligence. The reason why I say that is because he's much smarter than Midnighter is. Midnighter obviously has the enhanced intellect due to his, implants, things like that, his precognition stuff. But Black Panther, he's brilliant. He can come up with, machines. He can come up with, obstacles, traps, things like that Midnighter wouldn't be able to come up with, or at least, not in the time span, just because T'Challa. And also, let's remember, T'Challa is from Wakanda, Africa. He's a hunter. He's skilled at doing something like evading
Hey,
prey.
man, that's racist stereotyping.
It's racist. No, but keep that in mind. He's since he was a child, he's been raised as a hunter, among many other things. So I feel like in something like this, they're definitely gonna not like come blow to blow immediately. They're probably gonna want to like scout each other out, see kind of size of strengths, weaknesses. And I think T'Challa would definitely have an edge here because while Midnighter's stealthy in his own right, T'Challa's just this is his home. You know what I'm saying? Like the hunting, the prey, the predator, the hunter, the hunted. This is his thing, and with how smart he is, along with his physical abilities, it's not. I don't see Midnighter really coming out of this with a win.
All right, so intelligence is great. What's better is somehow knowing what your opponent is going to do before your opponent even does it. And like, believe me, I think honestly, they may be equal in terms of fighting style. Black Panther is arguably like stronger, faster, arguably smarter. I would say definitely smarter. The issue is Midnighter will always have that uncanny sense, like what Black Panther is going to do before he does it. And so in that way, it's just if Midnighter doesn't knock him out in the first 5 minutes, this fight is going on for hours. Like, I assume this is a fist fight, but for the most part. But I mean,
unless they play chess.
Exactly. They might just do that, but but that would have been something that Wildcat wouldn't have even had a shot winning either. But I just think, with the precognition, Midnighter just knows what he's going to do and either stops it or keeps him at bay or knocks him out pretty quickly. Midnighter has described his process in the comics as he envisions the scenario he wants, which in this case would be beating Black Panther. And then he works his way backwards and does what he needs to do. Like, just because he senses what the opponent would do, and he plans that out. Millions of simulations in his head instantaneously. I'm going to leave it to the commenters. I'm going to leave it to the viewers, what they think. That's just my take.
Okay. All right. Well, my rebuttal to your precognition real quick, my 30 seconds or less, I'll try rebuttal, is the environment. While Midnighter is very well known for, precognition, like seeing what his opponent's going to do next, environments is basically his weakness in that front. And so far in Grayson, a big issue he's had is not fighting Dick Grayson, but the environment getting in his way, something happening in the environment that, ends up being his ruin, I guess you could say. And honestly, with T'Challa's intellect and the fact that, like I said, he's a big hunter, things like that, traps is a big part of that. So while Midnighter might see what T'Challa is going to do, he might not see what the environment's going to do. And I can definitely see that coming to play there against Midnighter. So I'll let you rebut.
I'm not going to rebut. I think, that's definitely a possibility, but I'm going to leave it to the viewers and the commenters to decide. So,
alrighty.
Precognition, all that good stuff. So tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think would win, Black Panther or the Midnighter? I think you got a little bit of a leg up here in terms of the buzz factor, the name factor.
I may have one.
You may, yes, just possibly, maybe a little bit.
They're both cool characters, though.
Oh my God, yes. Like, if you're not definitely you should be reading New Avengers and Avengers. Black Panther is so awesome in those. Definitely, honestly, Grayson is my favorite new book. It's my favorite book in general right now. Go pick that up if you're looking for something to read. Midnighter is pretty cool there. He's been really great in a couple of issues, in the few issues he's been in.
And he's getting his own series, so.
Yes, he is. He's won over enough people, but. So, yeah, I guess, just do your thing in the comments. Type out your little type comments and let us know who you think would win this one.
Yeah, and also, subscribe if you're new to us, things like that.
Yes, don't forget to like and
video
subscribe.
If you liked it, share it so other people can see it, things like that. Also, let us know, do you like the new look? Definitely,
yes.
I recommend you go through all the previous episodes, or the
binge
seasons
watch
and see just how like the looks have changed. You know,
even
like,
if it's just like
stuff has changed.
not just like the thumbnails, because Josh went back and updated the thumbnails pretty recently, but even if it's just like you watch like the first video that Josh did, and then you look at this one, well then look at this one, and it's definitely you see some progress.
Yeah, you see like 1% progress, but
I guess that about wraps it up.
That wraps it up. Like I said before in the beginning, stay tuned for like the commentary behind the scenes stuff. If you want more explanation on how we do the stats, things like that. And this is Josh.
This is CJ.
And I'll see you guys later.
Woo!